Okay, let's dive into this. So, there's been a lot of speculation around Rishi Sunak lately, right? People are talking about whether he's going to stick around in British politics or head off to the sunny tech hubs of California. But as it turns out, Sunak seems pretty committed to staying put, at least for the time being. Yeah, it's like, despite the buzz about him packing up for Silicon Valley, he's actually got no immediate plans to make a big move like that. It's interesting because, he's financially comfortable with his family net worth sitting around PS 650 million, no small sum. But it's not all about money for him, it's also about family and service to his community. So here's the thing. Sunak's friends say he's been making it clear to people around him that he's not ready to disrupt his family's life again. His kids have just settled into their schools in the UK, and after all the political turbulence over the past few years, he's not rushing to uproot them. Right, it's that idea of stability that seems to matter here, and you can kind of see where he's coming from after the ups and downs of being Chancellor, then Prime Minister, and then stepping back. It's understandable he'd want some normalcy. Yeah, family life can sometimes take precedence over even the most exciting opportunities. Now, Sunak's friends are saying he might get involved in something connected to one of his big interests, artificial intelligence. Makes sense, right? He's talked about AI a lot in the past, and with all the rapid developments in that field, it'd be a natural fit if he wanted to jump into it more seriously someday. But yeah, no rush. For now, he's staying in his role as the MP for Richmond and Northallerton. His supporters are pretty adamant about that, and they're actually kind of pushing back against rumours of him leaving politics altogether. Some people speculated he'd quit back when he lost to Liz Truss in 2022, and then again after the last election, but he's still here, hanging in. One insider even said something along the lines of, the same folks who thought he'd be gone after Truss are the ones saying he'll leave now, and they're just as wrong, so yeah, as of now, he's not stepping down. It feels like he's got this loyalty to his constituency, like he genuinely sees it as an honour to serve there. And it's not every day you hear a high-profile politician talk like that. I see why he might want to show that side of himself more, especially in a climate where politicians' intentions often get questioned. But Hashim, here's where it gets interesting. While Sunak's holding firm for now, there's talk that he probably won't be running in the next general election. And even though he might stick around in Parliament, he's not expected to play a leading role in shaping the future of the Conservative Party. Yeah, it sounds like he's keeping his options open but not committing to a long-term political future, at least not as the party's key figure. Then there are some other prominent Tories who might be on the edge of calling it quits too. And honestly, that's partly because of the new restrictions on second jobs that the government's planning to put in place. Yeah, there's been some crackdown on MPs holding those high-paying consultancy gigs, which, let's be real, are quite appealing to a lot of them. So for some MPs, that rule change could be a deciding factor. It's like, if they can't take on those roles on the side, maybe sticking around in Parliament isn't as attractive anymore. Oh, and Oliver Dowden's name has been thrown around as another potential exit case, although his office has denied that he's thinking of leaving anytime soon. Still, some Tories are saying they wouldn't be surprised if he did decide to step away from politics before this parliamentary term is up. Yeah, one senior Tory even mentioned that some MPs feel like hanging on for the rest of the term might come across as too aggressive towards the new leadership. I mean, that's kind of a delicate situation, don't you think? Sticking around can seem like you're challenging the current direction of the party. It's like this balance between loyalty and moving on gracefully. Meanwhile, there are also some former cabinet ministers who actually want to come back. Yeah, like Grant Shapps, who served as Defence Secretary, and Simon Clarke, a former Housing Secretary. They're reportedly eyeing any opportunity for a comeback, especially if a by-election opens up a seat. So it's not all departures, some are itching to get back in the game if they can. Hashim, that competitive edge in politics really doesn't fade, does it? Now, Sunak himself added a bit of humour to the whole conversation. When he was at Prime Minister's Questions, he joked about spending more time in what he called the greatest place on earth, and where's that? Yorkshire. He was like, if anyone needs me, I'll be in Yorkshire. It's a fun moment, really, and shows he's got a sense of humour about his plans, or at least the rumours swirling around them. Right? A nice touch of levity amid all this serious talk. Then there was this other little jab, kind of playful but telling, from the current Chancellor, Rachel Reeves. During the budget announcement, she made a remark about a new air passenger duty for private jets. She said that'll be PS450 per passenger for a private jet to say California okay. That's a clear nod to all the speculation that Sunak might be flying off to Silicon Valley someday soon. It's like she's saying, we see you even if he hasn't said he's going anywhere just yet. There's also Jeremy Hunt, the Shadow Chancellor, who recently announced he'd be stepping down from the Tory frontbench. He's moving to the backbenches for now, saying he'll stay there for the next few years at least. He actually hinted that the party needs to do some reflecting after the beating they took in the last election. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. The Conservatives are at a point where they need to rethink a lot of things. Hunt said he wants to step back to let some new faces lead the way, and he's pretty open about the challenges of politics, saying it's a rough game but that he's not complaining. And then there's James Cleverly. He was in the running for the Conservative leadership, coming in third, but he's made it pretty clear that he's not planning to jump into any frontbench roles with the new leadership team. Yeah, he told the Financial Times that he's not eager to get boxed into a narrow band again, especially after being in the spotlight for a while. You can tell he's looking for a bit of flexibility now. So yeah, to sum it all up, Sunak and a handful of other senior Tories are at this point where they're weighing their futures carefully. Sunak's holding steady, enjoying his time in Yorkshire and keeping things steady for his family. He's in no hurry to grab a high-paying job in the AI sector, even if it's tempting, and he's still showing loyalty to his role as an MP. Other Tories? Well, they're split. Some are considering the exit door due to new rules on second jobs, others are looking at by-elections for a potential return, and some, like Hunt, are stepping back to let fresh faces steer the ship forward. Right, it's kind of a crossroads moment for the Conservative Party. Sunak's sticking around for now, but the party is evolving, and it seems like we'll see even more shifts in the coming months. It's definitely a story to keep an eye on.
Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the bell icon and subscribe the channel. Thank you.